Imagine you're walking down a bustling street in modern-day England, sipping your coffee and chatting with friends. But what if I told you that the very words you're using, the laws you follow, and even the culture you embrace have been profoundly shaped by a group of Scandinavian warriors who set foot on British soil over 1,000 years ago? That's right, I'm talking about the Vikings. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Vikings? Aren't they just those horn-wearing, axe-wielding barbarians I've seen in movies? Well, prepare to have your mind blown, because the reality of the Viking Age and their impact on England is far more complex and fascinating than you ever imagined. From the late 8th century until the 11th century, waves of Norse settlers crossed the treacherous North Sea, seeking new lands and opportunities in England. But they didn't just come to raid and plunder. They came to stay. As these intrepid settlers established thriving communities across northern and eastern England, they unknowingly set in motion a series of events that would forever alter the course of British history. In this captivating video, we'll embark on a mind-bending journey through time, uncovering the astonishing ways in which Viking settlements have left an indelible mark on England's language, legal system, and culture. Brace yourself for a wild ride filled with surprising revelations, fascinating historical tidbits, and a whole new appreciation for the incredible Viking legacy that surrounds us to this day. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment of this electrifying exploration into the heart of England's Norse roots. It's the late 8th century, and the once peaceful shores of England are about to be forever changed by the arrival of fierce warriors from across the North Sea. These are the Vikings, and they're here to make their mark on history. At first, the Vikings came as raiders, striking fear into the hearts of the Anglo-Saxon inhabitants with their lightning-fast attacks and ruthless tactics. But as time passed, these Scandinavian seafarers began to see the lush green lands of England as more than just a target for plunder. They saw a place to call home. In the 9th century, the Vikings established a territory known as the Danelaw, encompassing much of northern and eastern England. This was no mere occupation. It was a full-scale settlement that would see Norse customs, laws, and societal structures take root in English soil. As Viking communities blossomed across the Danelaw, they began to blend with the local Anglo-Saxon population, creating a fascinating fusion of cultures. Imagine the scene: Norse farmers tending to their crops alongside Anglo-Saxon neighbors, trading goods and sharing stories of their homeland. But the Viking influence didn't stop there. As we'll discover in the coming sections, these Scandinavian settlers would leave an indelible mark on everything from the English language to the very foundations of British law. So, buckle up and get ready to explore the incredible story of the Viking invasion and settlement of England. The Viking influence on the English language is nothing short of remarkable. As Norse settlers integrated with the Anglo-Saxon population, they brought with them a wealth of words that would become forever woven into the tapestry of English vocabulary. Many of these words are so commonplace today that we rarely stop to consider their Scandinavian origins. Take, for example, the word window. This term, which we use every day to describe the glass panes that let light into our homes, can be traced back to the Old Norse word vindauga, which literally means wind eye. Similarly, the word knife comes from the Old Norse nifr, and husband derives from the Norse husbandi, meaning master of the house. But the Viking linguistic legacy doesn't end there. Words like sky, cake, anger, happy, and egg all have Norse roots, showcasing the incredible impact that these Scandinavian settlers had on the very words we use to communicate. The Viking influence is also deeply embedded in the place names of England, particularly in the north and east, where Norse settlements were most concentrated. The city of York, for instance, was once known as Jorvik, a major Viking trading hub that flourished during the 9th and 10th centuries. Other places like Grimsby, Whitby, and Derby all owe their names to Norse settlers who made these areas their home. In fact, any place name ending in by, thorpe, or thwaite is likely to have Viking origins, as these suffixes were commonly used by Norse settlers to denote farmsteads or villages. So, when you find yourself in a town like Scunthorpe or Whitby, you're standing in a place that was once at the heart of the Viking settlement in England. The Viking influence on England extends far beyond language and place names. It also had a profound impact on the very foundations of English law and governance. When the Norse settlers arrived in England, they brought with them a unique set of legal practices and political traditions that would eventually become intertwined with Anglo-Saxon customs. One of the most significant Viking contributions to the English legal system was the concept of the Thing, a public assembly where legal disputes were settled and political decisions were made. These gatherings, which were a cornerstone of Norse society, allowed for community-based decision-making and the administration of justice. As the Viking settlements in the Danelaw grew and prospered, these Norse legal practices began to influence the development of early English common law. The principles of Viking justice, such as the use of juries and the emphasis on community-based decision-making, gradually became incorporated into the English legal system. The Danelaw itself, which encompassed much of northern and eastern England, operated under its own unique set of laws and customs. This region was granted a significant degree of autonomy, allowing the Viking settlers to maintain their traditional ways of life while coexisting with the Anglo-Saxon population. Over time, the legal and political practices of the Danelaw began to merge with those of the rest of England, creating a hybrid system that drew upon both Norse and Anglo-Saxon traditions. This fusion of legal customs laid the groundwork for the development of English common law, which would eventually become the foundation of the modern British legal system. The Viking influence on English law and governance is a testament to the profound impact that these Scandinavian settlers had on the very fabric of English society. From the concept of the Thing to the unique legal status of the Danelaw, the Viking legacy continues to shape the way justice is administered and political decisions are made in England to this day. As the Viking settlers made their homes in England, they brought with them a rich tapestry of daily customs and cultural practices that would become interwoven with those of the Anglo-Saxon population. From farming techniques to building styles, the Norse influence on everyday life in the Danelaw was both significant and enduring. Norse farmers introduced new agricultural practices to England, such as the use of heavy plows and the cultivation of crops like rye and barley. These innovations helped to increase food production and support the growing Viking settlements in the region. Similarly, Viking building styles, characterized by their use of timber frames and thatched roofs, began to appear alongside traditional Anglo-Saxon structures. These Norse-influenced buildings, which were often adorned with intricate wood carvings and decorated with vibrant colors, added a unique flair to the English landscape. As the Viking and Anglo-Saxon communities grew closer, their daily customs and traditions began to blend, creating a fascinating fusion of cultural practices. Archaeological evidence from Viking settlements across England reveals a wealth of artifacts that showcase this cultural exchange. From Norse-style jewelry and clothing to Anglo-Saxon pottery and metalwork. Today, the Viking legacy in England is celebrated through a variety of modern festivals and events that honor the rich cultural heritage of the Norse settlers. From the annual Jorvik Viking Festival in York to the Viking-themed markets and reenactments held throughout the country, these celebrations provide a vivid reminder of the enduring impact of the Viking Age on English culture. The Viking legacy in England extends far beyond language, law, and culture. It is also deeply embedded in the very DNA of the English people. Recent genetic studies have revealed a significant Norse genetic presence in the modern English population, particularly in the regions that once made up the Danelaw. DNA analysis has shown that many English people, especially those with roots in the north and east, can trace a substantial portion of their ancestry back to the Viking settlers of the 9th and 10th centuries. This genetic legacy is a testament to the lasting impact of the Norse migration. In fact, some studies suggest that up to 25% of the population in certain areas of England may have Viking ancestry, a figure that highlights just how extensive the Norse settlements in the region truly were. This genetic heritage is particularly pronounced in regions like Yorkshire, where the city of York, formerly Jorvik, was once a major hub of Viking activity. The Viking genetic legacy in England is not just a matter of historical curiosity. It also has important implications for our understanding of English identity and the complex web of cultural and genetic influences that have shaped the nation over the centuries. By tracing the Norse genetic threads woven into the English DNA, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the rich and diverse history of the English people and the many different cultures and civilizations that have left their mark on the nation. The Viking genetic legacy is a powerful reminder that the history of England is a story of migration, settlement, and cultural exchange, one in which the Norse settlers played a crucial role in shaping the very fabric of English society and identity. The Viking legacy in England is a testament to the profound and lasting impact that the Norse settlers had on every facet of English society. From language and law to culture and genetics, the influence of these Scandinavian warriors and farmers can still be felt in the very fabric of modern England. As we've explored throughout this video, the Viking Age may be long gone, but its legacy endures in the words we speak, the places we call home, and the DNA that courses through our veins. The Norse influence on England is not just a historical footnote, it is a vital part of our cultural heritage that continues to shape our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. So whether you're a history buff, a language enthusiast, or simply someone with a deep appreciation for the rich tapestry of human experience, the Viking legacy in England is a fascinating and endlessly rewarding subject to explore. If you've enjoyed this journey through the Norse roots of English society, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more captivating content that brings history to life. Until next time, keep exploring the incredible stories that shape our world.